it just keeps evolving.
It's growing.
Yeah, but it literally.
I like it. I feel very, very, very official right now.
Yeah, it's official. It's official as fuck, actually.
Yeah, it's
that's the technical terminology.
It's extremely fucking official.
And are you ready? Official as fuck. That's today. There you go. All right, Christian, I'm putting you in charge because I bailed on you last week.
What do you mean? I'm so confused. No.
Last week was supposed to be your week. Now I took over.
You didn't take over last week?
Oh, okay, bet. Then it's my week again.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me at all. Bro, we are here.
To be honest with you, I'm so excited that the season is here. It's been like top-down weather for the last 2 weeks, and I'm loving it.
I'm always out with my top down.
Yeah, you. Christian, have you seen the dude that did the Tesla Roadster? Have you seen this?
What do you mean he did it?
Oh, dude, I got to find this guy. He took a Tesla Plaid. Tesla Plaid Roadster.
I thought it was just a Tesla Roadster.
No. This dude.
I drive a Tesla, by the way, if you couldn't tell from the conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no.
This was pre-2025.
Let's be clear, everybody.
Right.
I went out. I was at. I know you like to explore some restaurants and stuff, and I wanted to get your opinion on some of your favorite ones. But I went to the Dive in Canton. I don't know if you've ever been to the Dive. It's also kind of like a jam band friendly bar, really chill. But I went inside and I left my phone in my car, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, where's my phone?" I went back out to my car, because your key for your Tesla is your phone,
right?
Unless you have the little key card, but I don't like using that. And I walk back out to my car, and this dude's walking his dog, and I don't care where people stand on the political spectrum at all. It doesn't bother me one bit. But walking to my car, I open the door, grab my phone, and as I'm walking by him, he's like, "Hey, do people harass you?" But it was he like asked it in a way.
Like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Right. Like just said, "Hey, what's up?" to this guy. As I walked past him the first time coming back, he's like, "Hey, you get harassed?" And I'm just like, what? He's like, "Yeah, do you get harassed?" And I was like, No, I don't. Well, like, I'm like, are you going to start? Like,
do you even know now why you would get harassed? Like, would you get harassed for being too liberal, or now would you get harassed because Elon Musk makes Teslas?
Yeah, right.
And then you don't even know anymore.
What's so funny, last week when I was on the way to the office, I always do like a U-turn in the McDonald's parking lot that's right down the street so I can park wherever there's an open spot. And there was another Tesla in the drive-thru, and it had a magnet sticker with like a circle and then a line through it with Elon's name in the background. So like crossing off Elon, like he doesn't support him.
Right.
And then I did another lap around the McDonald's just so I could snag a picture, and I put it in our group chat. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So
nowadays that's the question. I mean, what do you do?
It was so funny. But did you end up finding what you were?
I did, but I need a security code before I can show you.
Damn, dude, to get into your own Instagram.
To get into cyber hooligan Instagram. So this dude basically took a Model S Plaid and chopped it all up and made it into a cyber Plaid. Let's see if I can show you. All right, so...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like he chopped it up. Like totally chopped it up. And made it into this... No, not that. This. It's freaking wild. It sits like super low. It's all permitted. It's licensed, whatever. And it's wicked fast because it's a Model S Plaid. So I caught on to it kind of early on in the build. And there was a video of him. Nah, it was way.
Have you ever like rode in Tesla?
Yes, I rode in one, and I've driven one when I was up in Portland working for a construction company.
Okay.
How long ago was that?
Oh my God, forever ago.
Okay, so you've been around all over the map.
I've been around all over the map. But yeah, the owner of the construction company at the time had a Tesla, so he let me drive it. He said this thing can drive itself.
Did you floor it?
Try it out. Oh, absolutely.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, it was great.
I remember.
It was great. I mean, it beats my 2017 Dodge Ram that's clanking down the road half the time. That's for sure.
I remember, so Mike and John went with me to get mine, and then immediately we get out of the parking lot on the highway, and they're like, floor it. They're just fucking sending it. Oh, man, it's so much fun. But there's like nothing that compares to like that kind of speed and just like how instantaneous it is because of.
I beg to differ.
What?
Top down speed.
That's just because you can feel the air.
I love it.
It's like
Dude,
it's
right.
fake. It's fake. You know, it's just the air.
It feels fake.
Listen, I'm more of a Dodge Hemi kind of guy. Not
Okay.
gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I have one of those.
All right. Okay. Cool.
But I
That
need to get
works.
rid of it. If anybody wants to buy a truck, I need to get rid of it. But no, I enjoy the weather. I enjoy the scenery. It's like
It's been very nice.
my season right now.
But I think we should go ahead with our introduction.
All right, fine.
Go for it.
We are here back again with Baltimorons, me, Mike Frank, and we're here with Ralph. How do you pronounce your name? Borgess? I knew it. Borgess with Hawkeye Home Inspections, man. We've been wanting to get you on here for a hot minute, been talking about you for, I don't know, about a month or so now. And we always see your stuff on social media, which is really, really funny and interesting. And so I'm excited to learn more about you and how you end up getting where you are now and some of the things you've seen over the years. But
yeah, man, appreciate it. Glad to be here. Really thrilled to be here. This is pretty cool. It's a great
yeah,
setup
dude,
you guys
it's
got.
awesome, man. We're really happy to have you. So what ended up getting you into the home inspection
What ended me getting
field, I guess?
Well, you know what? I was in construction my whole life. After high school, I worked a bunch of odd jobs, worked at a bar, worked a lot of construction work. Eventually got into the Carpenters Union, went through an apprenticeship for 4 years, worked a ton of different commercial construction projects.
Okay.
Worked, buildings from, bottom up all the way to the top. We really did a lot of sheetrock. I mean, you name it, we did it. And then I bought my first house in 2009.
And where was that at?
In New Jersey.
Okay.
In New Jersey. We moved from North Jersey down to South Jersey in Monmouth County. I got an inspection by this guy named Barry Benevento. And,
I feel like this is going down.
Yeah, I had to, throw the little Italian thing in there. But I watched this guy walking through the house, looking at everything. And he had his little tape recorder because at the time, he didn't have a cell phone where you're taking pictures and all that shit.
Wow.
So he's pointing out stuff, and I'm like, yup. Like, I knew a lot of what he was saying.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, dude, I so want to do this because I'm looking at this guy, and here I am hanging off a bridge half the day, working construction, killing myself outside, and I'm like, this looks super easy.
Yeah.
And I totally want to do it.
Yeah.
So it was like right at that point, got the house, and then I started looking into how I get my inspection license in New Jersey.
Now, South Jersey, how far away are you from like Tom's River, or were you?
Not far at all. I was in Monmouth County, so I was maybe about 25 minutes from Tom's River or so.
Okay.
My whole family lives there. In fact, my brother-in-law is there. My father-in-law is in Tom's River.
Nice.
So they're all up that way.
I got a couple friends that live up in Tom's River, and we used to go up there and visit and go down by the shore, I guess. And there was a really poppin', was it was it breakfast sandwich, like bagel kind of place that was right there? Maybe it was steak and cheese. I can't remember, but it was like almost like a little shack. And
well, you probably got Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love Taylor ham.
I mean, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's so many good places.
There was actually a guy from Jersey that he would do. You know how Barstool does the pizza reviews?
Yeah.
He does a pork roll sandwich, like Taylor ham review, at all the places throughout New Jersey, wherever he goes.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's hilarious, man.
Oh, dude, there's so many great places. I mean, that's if you ask me one thing I miss about Jersey, it's 100% the food.
Okay.
Offended.
Well, I mean, you guys got some good crabs, I guess. But, I mean, other than that,
Crabs.
Now, so you lived in Jersey for quite a bit. What ended up like? Where did you go next? You bought a home. What happened like with that home? Like, how did you end up here?
So I was working for a company at the time, a construction company, and my house got wiped out by Hurricane Sandy because I was kind of right by the beach.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
completely
so,
like
pretty much. I mean,
wow.
The whole first floor was destroyed. I mean, we had about 8 feet of water in our house.
It would have been nice to know Jeff Visker then, right?
Oh yeah, Goose totally would have handled that. Shout out to Jeff.
Sorry.
No, dude, you're good. But yeah, so we pretty much got wiped out. So we had to rebuild the house. So we did rebuild the house at the time. And then we got notified that our flood insurance was going to go up by about $10,000 if we didn't elevate the house.
Holy shit.
So then we had to move back out for about 7 months while they basically jacked the house up off the ground and built a new foundation. So by the time we got back in, it wasn't my house. Like, I was by the beach. I had a nice little wraparound porch. It was a cool spot. Now I'm 12 feet up the ground, and I'm worried about my kids falling off the porch and
How
dying.
long did that take to go from you getting, I guess, the notice of your insurance going up to jacking it up and putting it on the stilts? And
It took a while. It took probably the work behind it probably took a little over a year because they didn't have a lot of grants left at the time because a lot of people were taking advantage of all of the grants that were going on. So they were, they might have had a foot of water in their house, but we got damaged by Hurricane Sandy. They'd apply for a grant and they'd get the whole house rebuilt with additions and all that shit. Yeah. Whereas we were looking for a place to live. So we had to go through a process working through a nonprofit program to help pay for it, to pay for our rent. So for about 7 months, we rented a house in Belmar, New Jersey.
Damn, dude.
On East Street, right where Bruce Springsteen grew up.
Oh, wow.
And we were in that house for about 6 months until they elevated it, got back, and I was like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
Let's move. And we were looking around a little bit in that area. And then the company I was working with at the time said they wanted to open up an office down in the Baltimore area.
You
want to go? We'll relocate you. And I said, yeah, let's do it. Screw it. My kids were younger at the time, so we jumped on it. We came down here. End of story. I kind of just Googled best little small towns in Maryland to live in.
Small towns. Honestly, I feel like that's what a lot of people do.
I actually Googled places with a lot of small bars in a little downtown area.
Where in Bel Air do you live?
I live in Bel Air, probably about 5 minutes from downtown by C. Milton Wright High School.
Oh, yeah. Up by the Wawa.
Yeah, it's by the Wawa.
Isn't it Wawa, right?
Yeah,
there's a Wawa and a Rofo on the same corner. They're putting
everywhere in the freaking state, yes.
They're putting a Sheetz on the other end.
They are.
Dude, I drove up there the other day, and I was like, I see poles, I see brick, and I go, that's Sheetz brick. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so weird that it's like, you can tell.
Everything is there.
It's crazy.
And they're doing another...
Gas station gang wars right there.
Right.
That's a good spot to be.
There's one along, I don't know what road it is. Is it 301 that goes up through Bowie and Crofton? And then they're literally side by side in an intersection over there. I feel like it's very, very common.
It's not Sheetz, though.
Well, no, Wawa and Rofo.
Yeah, that's Wawa and Rofo.
Yeah.
Sheetz is taking over the northern section of the world.
Oh.
They're coming down.
Well, there's a new Sheetz, I think, opening up in Bowie, which I was surprised. Yeah, right across from a Wawa.
I'll go Wawa all day.
All right, first of all,
all day.
I like that. I like
this. This podcast becomes a lot about food.
Yeah.
Wawa's Voodoo Fries.
What is that?
Not Wawa. Sheetz. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was
correcting myself.
Never had them.
Oh, I was going to say, Wawa having Voodoo Fries?
No. It's their French fries. They serve them small bucket or cup bucket. So if you get a bucket, but then Voodoo sauce, spice. Oh,
I feel like I'm going to be on the hunt for a Sheetz later.
Oh, it's great. 100%. It's great. It's like crack to me, but all the same.
So what year was it that you moved down into Harford County?
It was 2018.
2017, according to this.
Maybe? Well, yeah, that's right. That's probably what my wife said that it was 2017. That's what we're going to go with right there.
Right.
That's gold, man.
Yeah, so 2017 came down here.
Okay.
Was working for that same construction company during that time. I had been a licensed home inspector in New Jersey. I had always done it part-time. And then I came down here. I got my license down here, which... compared to New Jersey was a cakewalk. In New Jersey, you have to do 140 hours in the classroom. You have to do an apprenticeship. You have to spend time in the field, submit reports, all of that stuff. Came down here to Maryland. It was a 72-hour online class.
Yeah.
I knocked that out in a week, started doing them part-time, and then all of a sudden it just snowballed.
Yeah.
So, the rest is kind of history.
So I feel like it tracks to one of the comments you made the other day about real estate agents and their tests. And maybe you'll find this funny, is that anybody can just go do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you'll run into people that are good, people that are bad.
Well, that's what I was going to say, right? Like, what's the most important thing? If you were to be like, oh, look, this is the most important thing that every new home inspector, every real estate agent should look for an inspector, every buyer should want in their inspector. Like, what's the most important thing?
Background of exactly what you're doing and what you're looking at is the biggest thing. The most important thing, and that's kind of what this state lacks, is you can go take a class, pass the test, and you're done. Yeah. What you need to do is you actually have to get out there, because half of the battle is working with people, how to have a conversation, how to talk, how to know what something might cost to repair versus just saying, okay, according to the book and everything I was taught,
the Google,
it's supposed to be wrong, and this is wrong, and I don't have any friggin' idea why it's wrong, but I'm supposed to know.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we're getting to a point where an AI could conduct a home inspection, and that would be fantastic. if that's where it stopped. Like the
Right.
report with the photos, as someone goes in and goes,
Yeah.
AI could compile a report of like-kind properties with damage in the past. Like it could do that.
Right.
But if you can't express to the consumer why it's important, and or like, hey, I had a home inspector do this to me one time. The whole house is beautiful. I said to him, hey man, look, we knew this water heater was older.
Yeah.
But we couldn't tell how old it was. Can you tell us? And he goes, oh yeah, it's about 20 years old, almost 21. And I go, whoo, all right. So, clients are here thinking about it. It's not leaking. Is this something that you would recommend replacing? And he said verbatim, imagine you were walking down the street and you saw a 200-year-old woman walking down the street next to you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just walk up to her and go, enough already? Like, at some capacity. And so it really does. It puts it into the frame of mind that, like, the life expectancy of a water heater is 10 to 12 years, which is baloney.
Right.
But, like, whatever, right? They'll fail in 2 years and they'll fail in 20 years. Mm-hmm. But if it's running 20 years, it's not so much do you have to replace it. It's also this mentality of, like, come on, you've lived a good life. You've done a good thing. Let's move on and get to a better product.
Right.
And so AI can't do that.
No, and AI definitely cannot do that. And I say something similar. I am going to use that line. No, I like that.
Dude,
but
I was like,
that's a great line.
like what
really
are the
good.
buyers going to say right now? It was
Right.
wild.
And my thing is, and I'll always say something like, if the water heater is 20 years old, they say, how much longer is this going to last? I'm like, it can go another 20 years and go another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know. It's past its estimated life expectancy. But yeah, what AI can't do is teach you about your house. And I always say, like, my hashtag, everything I put is learn your house. Learn about your house.
Yeah.
Where is your water shutoff valve? What size is your air filter? How often do you need to change it?
Right.
Where's your electrical shutoff? All of these things are the most important part. Finding the defects, things that are wrong with the house, that's the simple part.
It's
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
no offense to anyone, but it's also nominal. Like, when you walk into a house that smells a little funky, it's also probably got a condensate pump that doesn't work. Right? Like, it's also probably got some dirty HVAC filters. Like, you walked in the door and you knew something was off. You knew all these other little things were going to be off too. So then this idea that, like, all these problems. Well, it's not all these problems. This is how they keep the home. You now can come in and choose to maintain it more well or neglect it.
Right.
The other, like, you made a great point when you were with your home inspector, like,
Proper Christian.
You knew some of these things as you were already having that conversation with him when you bought your home in New Jersey, right?
Right.
And I feel like, I don't know, like, maybe I've dealt with people who just don't know some of these things, but even during our showings, like, yeah, the water heater is 15 years old. Like you can replace that. I hammer a lot in on location because you can't pick up a home and put it on wheels, but a water heater costs you what? $1,000, right? And you,
Not anymore.
okay, maybe,
Bro, we just had a water heater replaced. We got
And
4 quotes. It was $2,800.
Well, you're
for your house.
and this is why it's glad you have it in the show.
Is it for your house?
No. This was a client using a licensed contractor pulling a permit. $2,800.
What
We
kind
got
of water heater
4
they put in? How hot they want the friggin' water?
Dude, we're talking 40
This is an AI water heater?
That's bullshit. You got to use. I'll give a shout out to my boy HVAC Vaughn. On he charged my guy, my best friend, 6 months ago. He charged him $1,100 for brand new water heater, 40 gallon.
I'm not knocking it.
I'm
What
just
I'm
saying,
saying is you could go to Home Depot and pick one up for $583, right?
Easy.
You got to get it in the back of your car. Hopefully you don't have that Civic that's sitting outside, right? Like you got to get something that can transport
Tesla.
it. Or a Tesla, right? But the Model S has the
Unless I get the truck.
Okay,
I
that's right.
get the truck.
Cut the top off, right?
Tesla T-Bar. So it's not a complicated repair.
Right.
And the funny thing about that particular unit was that I went to go help repair. And so I was like, all right, we could take out the elements and clean the elements and service this because it's an electric water heater.
Right.
Like it works or doesn't.
Right.
Dude, I couldn't get the elements off.
Yeah.
They were fused. I was like, all right, cool. So let's drain the water heater, of course, like all the normal things. When we were draining the water heater, it was draining incredibly slowly.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I would get some like sediment.
Yeah.
This water heater, it was this tall, so it was a little short.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it was filled this far with rocks and sediment. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Dude, the plumbing company that actually took it out, they said they needed 2 guys to like cart it out of the house.
No way.
It was full of sediment. I've never seen anything like it.
I feel like that's like
on city water.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a one-off.
This was, no one ever even went to the property. I had videos, I had photo, and I just sent it to 4 different companies. Dude, I befuddled.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are you going to do? The water heater doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a water heater. I mean,
That's wild.
I also agree.
You get the tankless water heaters nowadays. I mean, that's usually what I recommend to people. I mean, I know there's a big debate of who likes them.
Well, it's crazy. I feel like it's with anything. And when people bring that up, this property has a tankless water heater. I've heard so many things about it. I go back to my Tesla.
Yeah.
I feel like this podcast is just going back to the Tesla.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like when I was going to buy the car, people would be like, "Oh, your car's gonna blow up. Oh, your battery's gonna die immediately. It's gonna catch you on fire." Like my dad even would send me an article about, "Oh, did you see this Tesla in Norway caught on fire?"
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, whatever, you know, like if it happens, it happens. But you can't let these like one-offs, or even when you go to like some of the new construction, like there's always those videos of inspectors going out there and having those nightmares.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess those things do happen, but there's things in place to protect you. And it's not like every single one is happening. No. And it's like, I guess you have your thoughts and feelings about new construction or Tesla or tankless water heater versus non-tankless water heater and all these other things. So it's like, really, how much does that impact you as a buyer? It's all kind of like a perception thing.
I think it goes back to what you
said.
Yeah. I think it goes back to what you said, right? Like you walk in, you make an offer, you negotiate with the landlord, seller, whatever, and then now you're here to learn about the house, not find the problems. And I think that's a huge challenge that people think. Even submitting an offer to a seller today, buyer goes, well, they have another offer. So it's almost like priced at $300, right? They have another offer, so I have to go up. But there was this problem, this repair that needs to be in the basement. So then I'm going to go down. And then I think they're going to want to do this. So then maybe I'm going to go down a little bit. Bro, just submit the offer. And then when you do the home inspection, you'll identify if you love the house that much or not. It's not renegotiation. Right. It's not changing anything. If it has a tankless water heater or it has a tanked water heater. If it has a brand new roof or an older roof. The difference is, can you support yourself and live there and see yourself living there happily?
Right. But and that also goes back to knowing things like what those repairs might cost. Yeah. Like, are you getting moisture in the house because your downspouts draining close to the house, because the caulk around your windows is deteriorated?
Yeah.
That's, you're talking a $50 fix that you could do yourself.
Right.
So it's like important to know.
The other problem is like people don't know who to call, right? And I've had so many people call me and then I call someone else, right? I go, hey, windows. I go, hey, window guy, can you send someone over there? Like, whatever, we'll pay for it. And the contractor goes over there, gets a ladder off his truck, hops up there after a long day at work installing windows.
Right.
Caulks 3 windows. He's like, yeah, dude, I was done in 10 minutes.
Right.
And I go, can we pay you $150? Like, can we pay you something?
Right.
Because your expertise is worth something. Whereas if you were to get another, like, I went online and I searched for a contract, not only will they A, not do it, B, by the time they finally get around to charging you for it, it's going to be $400, $500, $600.
Oh, easy.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. Listen, I can show you my phone. I get text messages all day from past clients I've done inspections for 4 or 5 years ago, where they'll have,
who's their realtor?
I'll send you the list. They'll have a random company that they Googled, like Lend a Plumber, come out, and it's like, we need to repair. It's going to be $800. And I always tell everybody, like, we have a network of contractors that we work with. Use our guys at least to assess the problem, so they don't make you panic, because every contractor that's going to go out there is going to say, after we took down this wall, the inspector totally should have seen that this pipe was made of copper.
After we went through the wall. Right.
I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I can't go through the wall to see things.
Well, speaking of like having those connections, I had a client of mine.
Now, what you should do,
buy over on like the western side of like Baltimore City, kind of like the county line almost, but really, really nice colonial home. And we knew she wanted to redo the kitchen. I was like, hey, when you guys are ready for this, give me a call. We'll get you in touch with the contractor. Mike knows who I'm talking about. They're an amazing family, but it's hilarious. She didn't call me at first. She called another contractor to come out there. Then she gave me a call. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And she's like, we're looking to get quotes and whatnot. We had this guy come out and I wasn't really a fan of what he had said. And I was like, well, how much did he quote you? $150,000 to redo her
What?
kitchen. But also the only really like odd thing that I don't want to say even odd, but she was very picky on like her appliances.
Yeah.
And they were top of the line appliances, probably quite a bit of money there, but still like $150,000 to redo a kitchen, maybe
Slightly
smaller. I would say smaller than this room. I was like, thank God you called me.
Yeah.
It's,
You know?
Yeah,
it's
it happens
super
all the time.
challenging because people just don't have the right expectations, which leads to my first question. I want you to rack your brain. I really want you to think about this because if you come back with some dumb shit, I'm going to be really annoyed.
All right. Here we go.
What?
Get ready to interject with something about Tesla here, please.
What is the most
I think.
surprising thing, like surprise, that you've ever come across during a home inspection?
The biggest surprising thing. I kind of thought about this a little bit in advance because I knew
You
this
knew
is
it.
a question I often get. And I've said this before. The biggest surprise I ever got, I think, was when I went into a crawl space, and I had noticed the house was settling a bit here and there, and I noticed some cracks in the foundation walls, and I'm looking to see, okay, there's got to be some type of foundation issues, and then I look for the main support beam in the crawl space, and I see it running across. So I'm like, all right, let me crawl my fat ass back there. I crawl back there, and what's holding it up at the end is the post was gone, completely rotted out on the floor, and they had a car jack in there holding up the.
There you go.
The support
We see
post.
that often.
All right, well,
shit.
fine. Jesus
Dude,
Christ. All right, fine.
it's because
you need something a little bit different. All right.
It's something more
Because, like,
extreme.
honestly, and I think about this too for my own house. I want to do it the absolute best that I can. But at the same time, I have to cut costs. I said this to a new home builder a long time ago. I go, I see where you guys shaved to keep the price under X, right? And it was almost like he was offended. But I was like, dude, well, you have a surround sound system throughout the entire property, right? A speaker in each bedroom. And I like that.
Right.
But in the kitchen, massive $200,000 kitchen, right? Like massive kitchen. You have two baby little speakers.
Right.
Like, why didn't you put in 4? Why didn't you put in 4 speakers outside? At some capacity, you have to cut corners.
Yeah.
So when you're maintaining your house and the floor is falling in, but you really just wanted to put down a new floor,
right?
You weren't like budgeting time and money to maintain and jack up the posts. And so what do? You put a jack under there.
And it's so like a lot of that, especially in Baltimore. I mean, all of these houses are getting flipped.
Yeah.
And they make it look so pretty sometimes.
Yeah.
And
also,
it's like, and I go in there and it's like,
dude,
there's times, last week I found a random sump pump in the middle. Like I pulled up the rug. There was a rug in the, right in the hallway. Pulled that up. And there's like this little cutout in the floor. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I pull up the little cutout, and there's an old ass sump pump in there with a sump pit filled to the top with water.
Holy shit.
That they had the basement stair drain routed to. But the pump wasn't plugged in.
Yeah.
There was no electric run to it, nothing. So eventually that would have just overflowed into the basement.
And it would have been such a problem because it wouldn't have just come out of the sump pump pit. It would have risen the level of the water under the entire house.
Yeah.
You would have started seeing it in different places.
different
that
spots.
would have been awful.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like whenever I walk into some of these renovated properties, you kind of just have a feeling, and I don't know if you come across it, where your client's like, oh, this is really nice. And I'm standing there and I'm like, well, what fucking part about this is nice? I mean, I guess you see the shiny chandelier that they added in, but 8 other renovations on this block have it.
Right.
This one was just done more shoddy, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I was at a property with a client this weekend, and you could easily tell that this was a flip. And we go down to the basement, and we see all the shoddy work that they have down there. And I'm recapping with him after all the other showings. He's like, I kind of like that one. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I was like, no shot.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, get the.
and it's so funny you said that. Dude,
There's no way Christian said that.
No, I did not.
I definitely have.
But like, I'm just
there's
blown away.
Listen, I often, and any of the real estate agents that work with me will usually know the look on my face because I don't over panic.
Yeah.
But when I see something like that, my first question, sometimes I'll look at the bar and be like, you sure?
Yeah.
Because here's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And you'll see like like there's times you go to a flipped house and you'll kick the shower on. It's not even connected to a fucking drain. It's like the water is just pouring down to the floor or into the sump pump. I mean, there's so many things that you see. That's crazy.
We walked the home that he really liked had a finished basement, a decent layout he could work with. But I'm telling him, like, dude, all the things that might come up with something like this, like, I don't want you to bite off more than you can chew, or like you even see some things, you pointed them out to me. Then we go to another property that doesn't have a finished basement, but it's clean as shit.
Yeah.
This dude, his grandfather used to work for Natty Bo, and then his dad did. So he had all this Natty Bo memorabilia down there that's really fucking like vintage and like porcelain, like really cool. And I'm like, dude, if he has this in this basement, he's storing it here, it's got to be relatively dry and clean. Like you can even see he like has like the polished floors like you do at your Green Spring house. And I'm like, dude, it's very well taken care of here. I'd rather you go for this home and finish the basement because you know exactly what you're getting yourself into rather than go for that shoddy renovation down the street as to where this is going to pop up. And then a week later, that's going to pop up. And then you think you're fine for a month. And then this. And I'm like, but also I feel like I don't have I can't tell people what to do either. I'm like, hey, look, like here's what I might recommend. I'm here to support you nonetheless and get you to where you want to be. But here's some of the things that I see. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it is tough. Then and that's where the education part of it comes in.
For sure.
Being like, hey, dude, this is not. They did not do this correct, and you can usually tell right away when you walk in, or at least I can. Now, right by the floors.
Now, doing home inspections with your company, what services do you guys provide?
We're really a one-stop shop. I mean, we personally do obviously your full inspection. We're all licensed or certified, I should say, for termite, unless it's a VA loan, then we'll get a termite inspector out there. We do mold sampling, we do radon, we sub out our source scopes, well, septic, and water.
Who do you guys sub out to?
Homeland.
Oh.
Homeland Environmental.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of uses them at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, source scopes, I mean, I'm in the process of looking for a source scope camera.
Okay.
But I feel like that's something that, especially in Baltimore, that most people should probably look into getting. At the very least, get the kind of, we'll talk about Goose here for Jeff Bisker. Just getting that Surline coverage with your homeowner's insurance, because I can guarantee, I've done, over 3,000 inspections in Baltimore City alone. Every time they're doing a source scope, they're saying the same thing. It's older, cast iron, it's rusted out, toilet paper can get caught on this, and there's a belly right where your sewer line meets the city sewer line.
Right.
Everyone is pretty much going to be the same.
Well, and here's the challenge that I have, right? Like, you're in business to make money, so your goal is to sell these services, right? You want to sell sewer scope because not only do we know what it is, but we know what it looked like at the time that you bought it, and so that's like. That is a value, and I get that, right? One of the challenges that I have is if someone's spending, how much is a sewer scope?
Usually about $295.
So let's call it $300 to $450. Just like throw a number out there, right? By that point in time, if you go to HomeServe, which is a great company insurance-wise, where you put a rider on your insurance policy, it's going to be $10 a month.
Right.
You could spend 30 months there and have no issues and have gotten the same exact value that you got out of a sewer scope with a licensed home inspector, or you can get the insurance and have your home inspector run the sewer scope, and it's like double protection. But for me, it's like, it's challenging as a real estate agent to tell people, oh yeah, get radon, get sewer scope, get this, get that, get the other, because where do we stop?
Right. I'm in agreement with you. I often get like, a lot of people tell me this, like that I undersell my services, because people will ask me, hey, can you do a mold sample? And I'm like, well, I can do air sampling. And I'm like, I talk people out of things because I'm like, well, let me look at the house first, because if I don't see any visible signs of mold anywhere or moisture, you don't really need a mold test. Maybe you have some mold in the ducts, right? So we'll do an air sample. Now, if that comes back high, what are they going to do? They're going to recommend that you get the air ducts cleaned and treated. Guess what? Do it anyway, because you're moving into somebody else's friggin' house. So save yourself $350 and just get that clean. And the source scope, I say the same thing. I run the sinks, the tubs, the showers extensively, the whole entire time.
I do too, on a daily basis, in case anybody's wondering.
So you get that insurance, you get that coverage, you're good with that radon, and I'll base that on the area. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna. If somebody wants to do a radon test in Fells Point, I'm like, listen, you can, no problem at all. Chances of you having radon is probably slim to none.
Well, and
we can do it.
Mitigation of radon costs a specific amount of money. It's not like these things are not challenging, and that's, I think, my problem. If I could go out, take my real estate hat off, if I could go out and not have home inspections ever, man, put my real estate back on. It's the way that we protect what you're purchasing, and that when there's an emergency where the water shutoff is, because that's really what's important to me about a home inspection, is learning about your home. But the challenge that I have is this mentality that we're coming into the home inspection with like gloves on. We're going to fight with the seller. And come on, guys. I mean, it's not
about that.
It's not hard.
Right.
No.
Problem is people don't know how to fix drywall. So
well, nobody knows how to fix anything nowadays. That's half the problem.
Well,
but I'm like, even like talking about learning your house, like I can't tell you how many times I tell people, like, okay, here's your air filter. You should change this once a month. Like, once a month? We haven't changed ours in like 6 months or whatever.
Or a year.
It's like little things like that.
Do you change yours once a month?
My wife definitely does.
Oh.
She has a reminder set up.
Okay.
So
how often do you change yours?
Don't talk to me about that. Right? Like,
he's a 6 month guy,
bro. If that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be, but like at our old house, it was easy. Filter. At the new house is some kind of weird filter that you have to like take apart and clean and put back together.
Your home inspector didn't teach you how to do that?
First of all,
no.
I
was gonna say I don't think he got
it. Okay, all right.
Dude, I don't even think that you could do it.
No?
The HVAC guys are like, we don't touch these because we're too afraid of breaking them.
Sounds like a challenge.
This AI HVAC unit.
Yeah, right? It's this big, it's this tall and deep. And you like pull it out. Yeah. And it comes together like fins and parts.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's an electronic air filter.
I don't think it's electronic, but it looks like it's electronic.
Yeah, it's got to be. 4 sections.
I don't know. I've never taken it apart.
Listen, don't get me wrong, guys. I got you.
My thing is like, I'm not good with routine taking care of myself as much as I'm not good at taking care of my house.
You want
cleaning it, taking care of it, servicing it, making it look better. Yes, but the internals, like checking my blood, no, I don't.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
I am the same. You all see when I do those "that ain't gonna work" videos?
Oh yeah.
So my wife actually did a whole video a couple months ago of all of the things that were wrong in my house, and then goes, "That ain't gonna work."
Oh my god!
Let me tell you,
the turntables.
I can almost tell when I'm at a contractor's home.
Yeah.
First of all, there's work boots and other things that like lead up to it, right? But you can tell because there's shit that's not done. Like the kitchen is beautiful,
right?
But like the floors look like crap. Mm-hmm. And you're like, why would you renovate the kitchen and not do the floor?
They didn't get to it yet.
Oh, because the floor or the cabinets were free from a distributor. Like, and this floor is different than that floor is different than that floor. It's just like, guys.
Yeah, you can always tell. Yeah, 100%.
I hate it. So when you're not doing inspections, what are you doing?
Well, I have 4 kids, so I'm pretty much doing sports.
Yeah. How old are they?
All of the time. My boys are 14, 12, and 10, and my girl is 5.
Wow. Damn, you are literally not getting away from it anytime
I'm not doing
hands are full. Yeah,
not at all. So I coach I coached my older son's football team. Now I'll be coaching my younger son's football team. My one son plays travel lacrosse. My other son plays baseball.
Somebody's got to play lacrosse here in Bel Air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't even know what lacrosse was when I moved down.
It's a rite of passage.
It was like a rich white guy sport.
Dude, it's a Ryan Curley sport.
From
yeah,
Jersey.
for sure.
So that's pretty much all I'm doing. So if I have a weekend off, this Saturday I was at a opening day ceremony for baseball. Sunday was a lacrosse tournament.
Wow.
I don't get much time to do anything else.
Yeah.
We do a lot of camping when we can.
Where do you like to go?
We go all over. Last one we went to was about 2 weeks ago. We went to Otter Creek up in PA.
Okay.
But we do tent camping.
See, it's something that I've wanted to get into, where I buy a truck and basically put a drawer system in the back, throw a mattress on it, and have like a cab on the back too, so I can just sleep in it and go wherever I want.
Right.
I feel like with the job that we have, we're kind of always tied up and doing things, this and that. And I would love
Christian's
if I have
like brushing his teeth at his morning showings.
if I have like a free like weekend or day, I would love to be able to just get in the truck, throw the phone like in the back of the bed, not have to worry about it, and then do whatever I want. Just
100%.
have my own time, right? It's something that I'd love to do, but priorities.
Listen, I hear
And
you.
I got my new hiking boots on. Solomon.
Very nice. No, dude, I listen. I love doing that stuff when we can.
Yeah.
I do like fishing. So I've attempted to fly fish. Not that I'm very good at it.
What is that like? Because I've never tried.
No, what is it like?
I feel like you gotta be very patient. You gotta be very quiet.
You gotta be really patient and quiet.
Yeah,
and it's pretty.
I feel like
chill.
it's like the
Sounds awful.
I feel like if you could compare.
It depends how much you drink.
I enjoy
I've never seen a crazy
fishing.
group of fly fishers. I'll put it that way. It's
No.
like the librarian of fishing.
Right. That sounds awful. It's like laying on the beach. I can't stand it.
Oh,
not
well,
for me.
I love that.
Oh, I can totally land.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So bouncing between inspections, I know you said you like to go try new food places.
Yeah.
Is there one place where like now you go to on the regular if you can?
You know what place I love? You ever go to Snake Hill Tavern?
No. Where's
Oh
that?
yeah.
That's
I haven't been there in a minute, but yeah,
that's a spot. I really like that spot.
it is good.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. My father owned a bar. I worked
That's
in a
like
bar
your
my
vibe.
whole life, so that's like,
You
yeah,
said
that's
it's my
totally
vibe?
your vibe.
Yeah.
Totally your vibe.
Where is it at?
It's in like Highland Town.
Okay, I'll add it to the
Yeah, it's a
list.
good little spot.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been there a couple times for like Sunday football.
Yeah,
It's fun and it's
Damn.
small, which is cool because I'm not trying to go to like a big, huge thing
right.
Sunday brunch. No.
right.
I
No,
just-
I'm
like
I'm
that
more
right
of a,
there,
I'm more of a
Christian.
nice little
Shoo.
dive bar. guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't like the big.
I'm gonna try and make it out there this week, and I'll have to let you know what I think.
I wish that there were more dive bars where I am in the county.
Yeah.
I feel like everything in Towson became not uppity, but everything in
Commercialized?
Towson became, commercialized is a good word.
Yeah.
Big, lots of bold colors, lots of music and sound and whatever. There's not like a relaxed.
Chill spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I end up going to Tark's a lot because it's right by my house, right in Green Spring Station. And the reason I like it is because you could just like sit outside and just relax.
Yeah.
And just so Snake Hill is actually a good pull.
That-
That's
yeah.
really far from me too.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's because most of my work's in Baltimore.
Okay.
Up by me, I mean, you got Looney's, McGurk's.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. It's not the same.
No, it's
Right,
not
right.
the same. I mean, but my kids love Looney's too.
One
so
thing
it
I will
kinda
tell
makes
you,
it kinda
Okay.
makes it pretty easy.
Tomorrow night is Tuesday, which at Independent Brewing is Top Notch Tuesday. So my friend Mark, who loves Top Notch, he's there every single Tuesday. He actually texted me today about it.
No way.
So
We
if
go
you
to
haven't
we
been-
go to Independent all the time.
Yeah.
Love
Is that up in
Independent.
Harford County?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right in Bel Air.
it's
a
right
great
at the
spot.
end of like the main street, and
Okay.
it's a big brewery.
Really?
And what they still are bringing in like outside vendors, but they have a pretty consistent lineup of food trucks, and then Top Notch is like I don't know how to describe it, like kind of culinary Mexican. So when we went there, everything was they had like 3 different styles, and you can get nachos, burrito, bowl, whatever. One of the styles was French dip or French onion dip or something.
Okay.
And so they had French dip nachos,
Well, that
which
sounds
were,
good.
oh my,
That sounds
that was,
That's right up
I
my
would go
alley.
back just for that.
That's right in my alley. Yeah.
Their stuff is good, but at some point, like Mexican or Tex-Mex is Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
But
right.
that was, I would write a story about that, but
No. Well, anyway, I'm easy where I go. And if I stumble across, like I said, I'll usually like find my inspection spot. If I have a few hours to kill, I'll just Google, bar and grills or something in the area. I'll stop by. I'll grab one.
Instead of best small neighborhoods in Maryland, it's
Right.
best
Right.
small
But
restaurants
it
and
has not failed
bars
me
around
yet.
me.
It has not failed me
That's
yet.
true.
I feel like it's
all
everybody's
work.
go-to. Whenever I look something near me or around me or here, like some location, it's always in the Google.
I will
Yeah,
tell
title.
you, I was in Bumble F of northern Harford County last week. I was showing property in Pennsylvania. We had a settlement in the morning, and then I was like, well, I don't want to go all the way down to Baltimore. And so I was coffee shop near me.
Yeah.
And the first place I just was like, oh, it's ahead, and then I must have driven by it. I don't know. And then the next place that was on the way was Dunkin'. And like, I'll give a shout out where shout out is due. I pulled up. They had good internet connection. I sat there. I got a refresher. It was delicious. I've never had one before.
I can't.
But like, dude, at some capacity, when you are on the road and you need to relax, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, whatever. It's not so much about the experience. It's also about like the quality.
Yeah.
At some point, you just want to know that they're open. They've got a good internet. And
Shout
out to Dunkin'.
I'll give Dunkin' their shout
No,
outs.
I can't.
Come on.
I probably go there more than anywhere. I
Really?
mean, I love their avocado toast, a nice iced coffee.
Whoa.
Go to the bathroom.
Of all the
good.
things that I would have thought that you would have gotten, that would have not been on the top
Me
list.
neither. I mean, I didn't even know what freaking avocado toast was, but I was dieting one week because I've been trying to lose weight since I'm 12.
You're like,
I was like, this looks good.
I was dieting 1 week. One time I was dieting.
But yeah, I tried it. It was good.
That's hilarious, man.
So 2 days ago, I went to Dunkin' with my wife, and we got...
That was the funniest picture I've seen you put up.
Well, she actually got the matcha thing, which was quite delicious. And then I got the refresher that I had gotten earlier in the week. And it was just like the most quintessential like Dunkin' moment.
All right. Well,
because
by the way, everyone, we're sponsored by Tesla and Dunkin' Donuts.
those are two good companies to be sponsored. And Sheetz and Rofo. Do you know that Rofo is based out of Hamden?
I didn't know.
Their main office is right there.
Really?
Rofo.
Facts. Facts.
No way.
Google it. Main office is right there.
Main office, Rofo near
Never
me.
had Rofo until I moved down here to Maryland.
Yeah, it's different.
It is.
It's you know that, to be honest with you, and I'm a super like proud Baltimore fan.
3611 Roland Ave, Baltimore, Maryland.
Bang.
And then the results.
Go ahead and Google where that's at. 2 blocks away. So I'm a proud Maryland person, right? I think Rofo is the shit because they're based in Baltimore.
Damn.
And the thing that I never understood is that Rofo is
Holy
so
shit.
different than Wawa, and people are like, oh, they're the same. No, it's
so
different. So different. The food is different. It's a different kind of food. Sometimes I'm like in the mood for Rofo. So
You know what I can't say?
I've never been in the mood for Rofo.
No, listen, I cannot stand Rofo's gas stations because it takes an hour to get friggin' gas because they ask you 20 million questions.
I don't know.
That's my.
I don't think enough about it.
I mean, you're talking
Christian's
to me.
over here like powered by Tesla.
I agree. Sorry. Like whenever I'm at the menu, it's like I just want these chicken tenders and then like maybe the sauce, and they're like, "Do you want to add this? Do you want to add this?
Yeah, you want a car wash?
Yeah, right."
You know,
and it's like you're a winner. You're the 1,000th person to order today. Blah blah. Do you want to get this? That? And like, no.
Right.
Just,
that
I
would
just
be
want my
really
food.
funny if I had a business like that where every person would be a winner. Yeah. You're the 947th person.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you get? You get 2 French fries.
Now, don't forget, I grew up from a place where you didn't pump your own gas.
Yeah, that's also
yeah. What is up with that? How did they get to that point?
It's because why the hell not? I mean,
insurance.
You pull up,
It's
they pump
insurance?
your gas, and you
That's
go.
what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
the insurance is cheaper when you have a professional pumping as compared to like regular old people.
What is the training like? Do you have to get the license?
It's pretty tough, man.
Have you been there?
I had a few of my
you
friends.
seen these
It's about
guys?
as tough as getting your home inspection license in Maryland. I'll tell you that.
Precisely. While we're beating up home inspectors in Maryland, I also want to go out and say that the relationship between your home inspector and your real estate agent is incredibly important. Probably more important than the quality of the inspector themselves. No offense to anyone, but even so much so that we recently had a buyer who chose their own inspection, and their agent in negotiation with me was like, yeah, I don't know, this inspector, blah, blah, blah. It was almost like their agent and I were on the same page, whereas the agent and the buyer's other affiliated service provider were not.
Right.
And that was like a huge breakdown to me. And then, lo and behold, the transaction consummated the way it did. But it's so important. It's the most important thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, I agree totally. Because I work with so many agents who I do a ton of inspections for, and there obviously are times where the buyer will choose their own inspector.
Yeah.
And I can confidently say 99% of the time, at some point, I'm reviewing that inspection report because the buyer's agent who I know and work with is sending that to me and saying, this guy's making this a big deal. This is an issue. This is that. What do you think? Can you go back out and verify the repair? So many times that is just a reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
And that relationship is so important because there's so much work behind the scenes that goes on, or at least for me anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do an inspection for an agent and a buyer. I'll be talking with that buyer's agent the entire week.
Right.
How much do you think this is going to be, to get repaired? Can you get somebody out here to do estimates?
Yeah. I mean, I think it goes back to just assembling your team.
Yeah.
Not I.
No.
What?
Not I.
Well, it's also different because I feel like you've been doing this since Nam, dude.
I need to understand what the inspector is going to do. I need to understand what they're going to tell the client, and I need to be able to have the conversation with the client. I mean, agents get way too involved.
Well, no, I mean, I think it, like, maybe to some capacity, like, some agents just don't know.
I think that's the problem.
Well, yeah.
And the only way to know, like, the only way to overcome that not knowing is to act as though they do.
Yeah, but also,
right?
like calling your actual inspector. Like, how many times have you told some of our new agents to go to your home inspection?
Oh, no, I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in a way that, like, they don't want to get better. So they're like, oh, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this. It's like, well, but are you trying to get better, or are you just taking the time to waste time to check the box that you called the inspector?
Right.
Anyway.
No, I mean, I'm totally with you on that. I mean, but I'm just saying, and there's so much stuff sometimes that on the back end that we deal with. And that's why that relationship is so important. But even with the buyer too, having both of them call me sometimes, review the report, you know, whatever the case may be, just to go through everything. But yeah, a lot of the newer agents, you know, it's tough. And I think a lot of them do need more of an education on the inspection process. It's like a lot of the more experienced realtors I work with know to text me and say, I have an inspection. Here's the address. I need it done within this amount of time. It's on Century and it's vacant.
You know what's funny?
Thank you.
I've never scheduled a home inspection. Home
inspection.
Home inspection. John, who's I think out cutting the grass right now, he does it all for us. So like a lot of our inspectors, like the way that our team is built, John just schedules it all. Deal with John a lot of times unless I call for a couple questions or whatever. Like it's super simple, I guess, for me. And it's kind of funny when I tell people that, like, I've never scheduled an inspection. I've never written a contract.
So we really need to get John in here is the person I want to be talking to.
That's why he's out there, believe me. That's why he's out there.
All I'm saying, if you bring us underground pizza or bring John, he'll kind of be your friend.
I mean, I bought the bottle of whiskey. I figured that's
a start.
Start.
Why did we not start that today?
John likes drinking too, though.
I thought we'd be doing shots on the air here. But
I was going to. What am I doing?
Well, we could wrap up and do one real quick.
Why am I not doing shots? What's happening? All right. Wrapping up, we have a couple of events this weekend. If you haven't already registered for the Live Baltimore Trolley Tour, that is livebaltimore.org.
Yeah, probably.
Live Baltimore at Google, and you can go and register for the trolley tour. That's this weekend. Opportunity to win $5,000 through a lottery drawing, and your chances are in the 60 percentile range. So make sure you do that. Also on the Saturday, we have the Toss for a Cause cornhole tournament. All the proceeds go to
lung cancer.
Lung cancer. Bang! I couldn't remember. And that is super close.
I was worried about that as I had a cigarette out back.
There you go. Super important for us, for our clients, and for our affiliates. Ryan and Jordan Curley are throwing that event. So that is this weekend somewhere down in Annapolis. If you text me, I'll get you more information. Next weekend, we have our home buyer event on the 10th.
Middle River Recreation Center.
Bang. 10 o'clock? 11 o'clock. Something like that. We can always get you more information. Actually, it's on our Instagram. You can reach me on Instagram at michael.frank____. And right there, you can get to the information for the home buyer event as well. How can people reach you, Ralph?
They can follow me on Instagram on Inspector Ralph. They can, and all my contact info is on there, but our website is www.hawkinspect.com, and my cell phone 410-430-0490. You can book online or you can text me.
Right on. And you can find me on Instagram at Christian the Deadhead.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next week.
Catch you guys soon.
Thanks, Ralph.
Here.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. For more information on the housing market, Real Estate 101, how you can leverage your position in today's market, and so much more, click on the link below. If you like this video or have a burning real estate question you'd like us to answer, leave us a comment and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you again real soon.